Hello everyone, welcome to today's mini mission. It was my turn to decide what the prompts were. As always, randomizer picked the letter, which was R, and the words for this month are river, rocket, rabbit, random and rainbow. Or you could either choose a word of your own as long as it begins with the letter R. I've picked rainbow because of to express it's become very synonymous with what's going on in the world today with the COVID virus and the support from not only the NHS staff, which have been amazing, but also the medical profession throughout the world, not only here in the UK, and also our key workers as well, the postmen, the bin men, the shoppers, the shop workers who the drivers who deliver food to the shops. There's so many other key workers besides the NHS, the medical profession, that are helping all of us in this really awful time, and all those people who have lost their lives through this virus. It's just been so sad, and it kind of brought us all together, really, hasn't it? It's, everything seems to have stopped in the world. It's kind of, everybody's just slowed down, taken time. I don't know about you, but it's made me appreciate my family, my friends, taking time to reflect. There are the downsides, mental health issues, and those children that are in, abusive families, and also men and women in abusive relationships too. I mean, it only doesn't only happen to women, it happens to men as well. So it's kind of as if God had said, whoa, let's just sit down, take a minute and reflect. Let's change our priorities. The country is, all the world's going to be in, financial difficulties, but at the end of the day, money isn't everything, is it? It doesn't buy you happiness. You yourself are responsible for your own happiness, and I think that has resonated throughout the world. Really, we're all, need to take a step back and think what's important to us. Kind of, they call it a rat race because everybody was running here, there and everywhere, appointments, and they weren't taking times for themselves and to appreciate things, and maybe it's what the world needed. Everybody just needed to take that step back, and I know it's a horrible way for it to have happened with this virus, with so many people losing their lives. And my heart goes out to each and every one of the families who have lost loved ones through this dreadful virus. And so my journal tag is going to be all about hope for the recovery for all those who are suffering with the COVID virus, hope that the world gets back to maybe not what it was, but for a happier future. No wars, no killing unnecessary, no violence. It's so hard to listen to the news where bombs have gone off and people have been killed, and just needless greed which is sometimes what the deaths is all about, killing is all about, greed, avarice. So I'm sorry if that's upset a lot of people, but I kind of think we live in a world where freedom of speech, and I'm sure a lot of my friends will agree with what I've said. So my journal page is about the rainbow for hope, and let's hope after all this is over that the world is a better place for us all. So on that note, and I didn't mean to be miserable, but it is really hard, the times we're living in at the moment. So I'm going to turn you to overhead. Let's make a start. It's just going to be a quick, easy journal page that is all about hope for the future for each and every one of us. Okay, so I'm going to be using my a tag from my tag journal, and first thing I want to do is put some rice paper over. So I'm going to be using my fabric decoupage glue. She says. Oops. And we'll put that out. And I wanted to put a flower, and I've been practicing my Paint Fusion, which is folk art. Paint Fusion was introduced about nearly 10 years ago by an English artist here in the UK called Sheena, and I was a big fusioneer, as we were called, and I wanted to put some lavender on. I'm going to put some paint some lavender on this, and I was looking for the meaning of lavender, and the meaning is purity, silence, devotion, caution, serenity, grace and calmness. And I thought, yeah, that'll work with my rainbow. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that as well. So I've done that, and I'm just going to place that on like that. There we go. There we go. Get the end. She says. Might be a good idea if I put a bit more glue on. Let's put a bit more. There we go. So I need a touch of white gesso. Now this week what I've actually done is I've actually managed to finally label everything that I want. So I've got that, and I'm just going to get my glue, my heat gun, heat this up, and then make a start. Flatten it. Right, okay, so I'm going to quickly cut around it. So I'm just going to pop that in there away, she says. There we go. Okay, so now I want to give this a quick coat of gesso. And I'm using the gesso from Cadence. So I'm just going to give it a quick covering of the gesso. And as you can see, it's got nice texture underneath, which is what I was after when I put the rice paper, plain rice paper. So that's that done. That can go away, out the way. Give that a quick blast. Okay, so when I think of the rainbow and the colours of the rainbow, I always remember a little ditty from when I was a child, and it was red and yellow and pink and green, orange, purple and blue. And I haven't got no orange out. How silly of me. So let's see if I can find some orange. That's some orange. There we go, orange. And that's the way I remember the colours of the rainbow. And we all have different ways of thinking the rainbow. So these are the colours I've got, and I've picked my I've got a combination of Dora and Cadence and Imagination Craft Starlights. So I've got red, I've got yellow, and I've got the fuchsia for the pink, which red and yellow and pink and green. I've got green, orange, which is a bright orange, purple and blue. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of do a rainbow going kind of round like that. And then I'm going to stamp Hope down here. As you can see, I've die cut. I'm going to stamp Hope down here. So let's start. And I'm using a number 14 Royal and Langlickel. So I'm going to do it like that. And the colours will blend together. I'm going to overlap them as well. And I suppose I should have dried each colour first, which was very silly of me, but hey ho. I remember, I love rainbows. I think they're so beautiful. I remember driving on the motorway, coming home from wherever I'd been, and on one side of the road, on one side of the motorway, it was raining, which was the side I was on. The other side, it was absolutely throwing it down, so it must have been coming across. And I looked over and I saw two rainbows intersect each other. It was amazing. I remember going down, I live up north in a place called Warrington, and I was travelling down south to Sussex, and on the way, on the journey, I was actually going for an interview actually, and on the way I saw seven rainbows. Needless to say, I got the job, which was nice. They always say, don't they, there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Metaphorically speaking. So that's the green. And in this corner I'm going to do some lavender, I think. Not perfect. Not in life is perfect, is it? Purple, my favourite colour. I love purple. Oops, that wasn't clever. I love purple. How are you all coping with isolation? I hope you're all keeping safe. Must admit, the only times I go out now to do the shopping, obviously, my husband's in isolation. Still got a few more weeks yet. And I have to do my dad's shopping, and so I only go out when I need to do the shopping and when I have to go to the post office to post my samples. So which in all honesty, it's not really affected me because I'm at home anyway. The only thing that I'm really missing is obviously seeing my family, but also seeing my friends as well. If truth be known, I am a bit of a loner. So I do enjoy my own company. I think I'd have been lost without my crafting. These past couple of weeks, well, these past, what, has it been 10 weeks? That's just worked out fine, so I can put my lavender there. There we go. So there's my rainbow, all nicely done. It'll look fab. So this is where it goes up into the arc. There we go. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to stamp that there. So, not stamp it, I'm going to glue that on there. And I'm just going to put, so I'm using Magibond. To stick my letter. Something that needs to come out. There we go, got it out. I forgot to put the centre, do the centre. There we go. So that's going to go there. I'm going to bring my stamping platform in. We want OPE. So I've got O, P, and O. There we go. Hope. Right, okay. The lid back on my glue so it doesn't dry. I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat and I'm using black. So I'm going to ink them up. And I will stamp them a couple of times. Well, that's come out really well, hasn't it? Hope. I think that's what we all need at the moment. I've got a couple of little things here, like viney things. That I'm going to stamp. I'm going to pop that down there and I'm going to stamp that there across the top like that. So I need to wipe them off, put them back on the plate sheet so I don't lose them. Nothing worse than going to your alphabet and you can't flip and find it. So we'll do that. Stamp it again. I like to stand up and press. There we go. That looks cool, doesn't it? I think we'll have a, I think I might have a few finds coming down as well. Can't just have one. We'll do some coming down here as well. There we go. Looks good, doesn't it? So now all I need to do there now is do my lavender. Oops. that off. Right, okay. So I want green and I need white. Let me see. So I'm going to use the PBO white, that I'm using the PBO green and the PBO brown. I'm putting them to one side. And I've got some paper. I'm going to use my rigger brush, if I can find it. There we go. Using my rigger brush for this. So what I want to do is I want a little bit of brown. Wet my brush and some paper. Whoops. And I'm just going to do a mixture of brown and green. A little bit of green. It's a bit too wet. You can always tell when you've got a bit too much in. Right, so now I'm going to do the lavender. So I want some white, whoops, and I want some, I just want a touch of purple. I'm going to do the little lavender now. So I'm going to put quite a bit of white on and a touch of purple, and I'm just going to go doing little V's up the side. Going over them because they're quite white, so you can't see them. A lot more white on, I think, and some purple and some white. And then that's all I'm doing. I'm doing little V's up the side of the fronds that I've just done. This is just so quick and simple. If you love your folk art, why not come and join Sheena on Facebook. They're called Sheena Inkettes. I'm just going to quickly dry my ink because I think it's still wet. There we go. So I've nearly done now. Nearly done. Don't it look? It looks good, doesn't it? Quite pleased with how it's turned out. I think I need another frond there. I have this here. I'll do this here. So there's my lavender, and last I just want to put a little bit of a tie, so I want that and a bit of brown, you know, like the string that binds it together. So we'll do a layer there, layer there. And I'm going to do that there, and then finally a little string. There we go. So that is my journal page for May complete. I hope you've enjoyed. I've enjoyed making this. I hope you're all staying safe, be kind, and until next time, happy crafting everybody. Bye bye for now.